what do you think of the field at the Royal Liverpool Golf Club, and who has the best chance to hoist the claret jug coming up on Sunday, Brandel?
Well, Royal Liverpool has, just as good a record as you can ever ask of a golf course at dividing out the very best players to win it. I just can't even imagine a scenario where you could get a better record than Royal Liverpool over at least the last 50, 60 years. The number one player on tour in 2014, the guy who was rated number one in the world, had number one in pretty much everything. That was Roy. He won. In 2006, it was number one player in the world. It was number one in every single thing. You go back further to a fellow less familiar by a long shot to American audiences, but Roberto Di Vincenzo, his record in the Open Championship when he won here in '67 was nothing short of spectacular. He'd been it 5 times. He'd finished third. He'd finished second a couple times. He was the favorite at so many different Open Championships, and he finally won in '67. And the person that he beat was Jack Nicklaus by 2 and Gary Player by 2. The next 2 best players, at least in the Open era, that Roberto Di Vincenzo was playing in. And then you go back to Peter Thompson, who won in '56. From 1953 to 1958, that's 6 Open Championships. Only 3 players managed to even beat Peter Thompson in those 6 Open Championships. So you go back to 1956 to present, and it's got a darn near perfect record at dividing out the best players. So having said that, you don't have to look very far down the list. It's Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, John Rahm. And if you have an English flair and you're trying to follow and make a case for some good English golfers, Terrell Hatton, Tommy Fleetwood are certainly high enough up there in the various ranks to compete. But really, I think this is going to just be a head-to-head competition between the best in the world. The only caveat to that is it's soft. The conditions are soft. And when they're soft, shorter hitters can come in because they can stop balls on greens they wouldn't ordinarily be able to. So to that extent, you'd say Colin Morikawa, Ricky Fowler, Tom Kim. You go further down the list. It's going to be a little bit more open than you would think, given the soft conditions. But in the end, I still think it'll be the biggest of big boys that prevails.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.